Okay, so what I'm going to show you how to do somewhat quickly is to create and distribute your survey online. You may certainly use paper copies, but if you want to do it online, I'm going to show you how to do it. And part of the value of this long term, right, beyond this class, is that if you're at work and your boss says, Jones, make a survey, put it online, and Jones says, oh, you can step in and do that. So I'm hoping this skill is useful in this class and will extend beyond. As I say, you don't have to do the surveys online, but if you want to, this is how you would do that. The first thing I want to show you is that I actually like to start out by writing all of my questions and all the content for the survey in advance in a Word document, and that allows me just to copy and paste it over into the online program. So I've done that. Now let's switch over to the online document, or the online, the program. So here we are in the very sophisticated, very expensive Google. That's all this is. This is Google, and today they're featuring the 2018 Paralympics. Okay, so I go up here to Google Apps, and I'm going to click More. And in fact, they're not really showing it to me yet, so I have to click More again. And what we're looking for is something called Google Forms. So you have to scroll down to where it says Even More from Google, and click on that. And it takes you to this screen, and there's just tons of stuff they have on here. But we're going to scroll down to the very bottom where they show you all of their free products. And here is Forms. That's the one you're going to use. It's Google Forms. All right, go to Google Forms. This is pretty simple and straightforward so far. We're going to start a blank form. All right, so it's an untitled form. Let's go ahead and title it. I'm going to title this Online Lecture Survey, because as you see, my sample survey is an online lecture. Ooh, and you can also see I never took a typing class. All right, so form description. This is the opening message that you give to the people who are taking your survey about the survey that they're taking. I've written out my content in advance. I'm going to my Word document, and here it is. I'm going to show. So what do I have here? This brief survey asks about students' experiences with online classes. Well, I have pluralized wrong. There we go. With online classes. For the information to be valuable, you need to answer as accurately as possible. Your responses are anonymous, so please answer honestly. The survey should take only about 10, or should only take about 10 minutes. You see what I've done there? I've told them what the topic of it is, right? I've encouraged them to be honest, assuring them it was anonymous, gave them a time frame. Then I give them my contact information. If they have any questions, you can give them yours, and then I thank them. Okay. So all this is going to take it, right click, copy, and then we're going to go back over to Google, and I'm going to just paste it in, and look at that. Now the survey content, or the top there, the survey is already there. I'm going to add in some line breaks. I think that makes it look nice. And there we are. Now we're ready for question 1. And so what I've done in my sample, it's a survey using TPB about why students choose to listen to the online lectures in an online class or not, right? So first I have to ask the basic question, have you taken an online class? I'm going to copy that, take it on over, right? So where it says untitled question, I'm just going to paste it in. I'm doing the right clicks here. I could use the control command. I'm just doing right clicks. We can choose what sort of question we want. In the drop down, we can do check boxes, drop down, multiple choice. Multiple choice is all I'm doing for right now. Very simple. Yes, where it says add another option, I clicked on that. Look, it allows me to write again. I'm saying no. It's important I ask this because when I give you your target for how many responses you have to have, that's how many valid responses you have to have. For this particular survey, if a person has not taken an online class, not had a class with online lectures, I don't care about any of their responses, so it's not going to be a valid response. So I'm going to need, my target number of people who have actually taken an online class in which there are online lectures. So let's say they say, yes, I've taken an online class. This is where we're getting into some fancy things. I'm going to say this is a required question. I have to know. It's not an option. I have to know whether or not you took an online class. Then we're going to click on these little dots here, right? And, oops, it went away on me. There we go. So, and it says, go to section based on answer. So what we're going to do, if they answer yes, they're going to continue to the next section, which is going to have another question. If they answer no, we're going to say they go to submit form. So they say, no, I've never taken an online class. I don't want to hear any more from them, and the survey is over for them. So now what we're actually going to do is we're going to add another section, right? So this is section 1. Section 2, and the description is optional. I'm not going to bother doing that. But I do need to add a question, so I'm going to hit the plus button for add question. I'm going to scroll down, and there we go. So what's my second question? Did your online instructor / professor create their own lectures for you to listen to or watch? Copy that. Paste that in. And the first option is yes. Second option is no. So once more, this question is required, and you may want to make all questions required because you need the data. We're going to go to section based on answer. And then if they say yes, then they can go to the next section. If not, submit form. And with that, I'm going to add one more section. I'm not going to keep adding as many sections as I am right now. But now I've screened out people. A, you had an online class. B, the class had lectures in it. Okay, now I can really get down to business. So I'm going to ask now, this is my belief evaluation 1. Passing the class is, copy that. And I may have to go back and make some edits to these questions, but that's a good start. Oops, add question, right? Add question. Question 1 text, there it is. Passing the class is, and so I now get to put in as many options as I want. And so this is going to be a scale of extremely undesirable to extremely desirable. So I want to talk about this for a minute because there's going to be this is the one hiccup I have using Google Forms. So we're not doing a multiple choice here. We're actually going to do a linear scale. And so we want a 7-point scale, right? And 7 points. So coming back to me here for a second, right? So you think about, okay, well, if there's, -3 out here for, highly undesirable, and +3 out here for highly desirable, 3 and 3 sounds like 6, but there's like, in the middle there's, 0. So what we need is a 1 to 7 scale, right? Oop, wrong button. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do is 1 to 7. Unfortunately, Google does not let us use negative numbers, so we're going to have to convert those numbers over. When we get the data, we'll do some fixing of it then. But for right now, it's going to be a 1 to 7 scale. And to my label options, label option 1, if they answer a 1, what will it be? Answer is extremely undesirable, Control C. And then I'm going to drop it in over here, Control V. 7, what is the 7? What should the label on 7 be? Extremely desirable. Again, I'm copying and pasting because my typing skills are so poor, and also it catches some grammar things if I do it in Word. So there we go. Passing the class is, and then people have the options between 1 and 7. I like that. That's pretty good. And so I want it to be a required question. I want them to answer it. Oops. And I can also say duplicate question, exact same question again, because I'm going to use that scale again. And you see how the scale looks? On the first one, you can see now what the scale is going to look like. But I just want to change what we call the stem, which is the top part of a question. I'm just changing that part, so I can just copy that over, actually, right? And just dropping that in there. Hope you see what I'm doing here, right? I'm just saving myself a little bit of time, right? It is a required question, but see, this way I didn't have to redo the 1 and 7 and what those meant. I could just drop in the top part. So I'm going to do that for all of my questions. As I say, it's a required question, and I'm going to add another question. I'm going to do this for a while. And you really only want to have, I'm going to warn you, so many questions per section. So I would do, say, all of my belief evaluation and belief strength questions in one section, and then I would create a new section, and I would add in all of my subjective norm questions, which is going to be 6 or 8 questions, add in a new section for PBC, add in a new section in for intention. So let me put those in and come back to you. And we're back. I have gone through and filled in the rest of the survey. I made some minor edits from when you saw me dropping some things in. But here's this section. This is all about belief, strength, and evaluation, right, which is attitudes. Here's all the stuff on subjective norms. And a new section. Here's all the stuff on PBC. And then here's the section on intention. And what I want to show you as I look at this last section is that, oops, so we got the top again. We go back down here to the bottom. There we go. The last section, I thank people for completing the survey. I do that. But also, I want to show you real quick, those last 3 questions are about their intention. And I have these 3 items, and let's say I think this item should be moved. See these dots right here? If I grab hold of those dots, Google will allow me then to actually rearrange the order of the questions. So I can do that, just showing you a little thing you can do for an easy edit, just to move some things around. See, that was pretty easy. And then up here, see the eye, right? You can preview your survey. And this is where you can find out, like if somebody says, are you taking an online class? And they say no, what happens? They are asked to submit it, right? We're going to go back now, and we can make sure everything is working just how we want to work. And click yes again, go to next. Looks pretty good. Although I will say, as I'm doing this, I'm noticing that it was saying something about online, untitled something or another. I need to go back into, yeah. It says untitled section, so I need to go back and clean that up because for some reason that's in there. So I caught that, I'll delete that out, and now you can see what it looks like when you use a Google survey.